What happens when an unstoppable force of destruction meets a literal, prophesied apocalypse? On one side, a creature forged in nuclear fire, a king whose reign is defined by absolute combat superiority. On the other, a cosmic entity of living flame, a demon king whose sole purpose is to bring about the end of all things. Today, we analyze a clash between Godzilla, the ultimate monster from Final Wars, and Surtur, the doom of Asgard. This is not a battle for territory or dominance. This is a battle to decide which apocalypse gets to happen first. Welcome, tactical analysts. Our first combatant is the 2004 incarnation of Godzilla from Godzilla Final Wars. This is arguably the most powerful base form Godzilla in the entire franchise. A hyper-aggressive fighter who single-handedly defeated Earth's entire monster roster and their alien masters. His opponent is Surtur, the fire giant from Thor Ragnarok, empowered to his full, prophesied size by the eternal flame. The battle arena is the realm of Asgard itself during its final moments. The rules are simple. Victory is achieved only by the death, incapacitation, or total obliteration of the opponent. Let us begin the tactical breakdown. First, Final Wars Godzilla. He stands 100 meters tall and weighs 55.000 metric tons. Here, we must immediately discard the lumbering brute archetype. This Godzilla possesses shocking speed and agility, capable of outmaneuvering multiple opponents and employing tactics akin to martial arts. His offensive capabilities are legendary. The primary weapon is his standard atomic ray, a beam of such power and precision it intercepted and destroyed the Gorath asteroid from an extreme range in seconds. In close quarters, he is a peerless brawler, famously drop-kicking a kaiju and throwing others clear over the horizon. His ultimate attack, however, is the hyper-spiral ray. After absorbing external energy, he can unleash this crimson beam of unimaginable power, which was potent enough to blast the 100,000-ton Kaiser Ghidorah into the upper atmosphere and cause it to detonate. For defense, Godzilla relies on his organizer G1 cells, providing a rapid healing factor and immense durability. He withstood a point-blank impact from Monster X's meteor form without sustaining critical damage. His only observable weakness is against opponents capable of draining his energy, though he has demonstrated the ability to turn this tactic back against his foe. Now for the challenger, Surtur. In his empowered form, his size is immense, scaling to a conservative estimate of 800 meters, making him 8 times taller than Godzilla. His mass is cosmic in nature and effectively incalculable. Surtur's primary offensive tool is the Twilight Sword. This colossal blade generates waves of apocalyptic fire, and its ultimate purpose is to pierce Asgard's core, triggering a realm-shattering explosion. From a defensive standpoint, Surtur is a being of pure magical flame. Conventional physical attacks are almost meaningless. He completely no-sold repeated, enraged blows from the Hulk, and was entirely unfazed by a direct lightning blast from Thor. His nature as a prophesied being makes him less of a creature and more of a living event. His critical weakness is, therefore, not physical, but teleological. His entire existence is focused on a single task, destroying Asgard. Here, we identify a potential vulnerability. This is not a creature driven by survival instinct, but by destiny. His power is also intrinsically linked to the eternal flame, the source of his empowerment. The simulation commences. Godzilla materializes in a flash of trans-dimensional energy. his feet thudding onto the crystalline surface of the Rainbow Bridge. Before him, the wreckage of the Asgardian palace erupts as Surtur achieves his final form, a walking volcano of cosmic hatred crowned with horns of obsidian. The scale difference is staggering. To Surtur, Godzilla is an insect. Act 1. Initial engagement. The fire giant, his attention fixed on the city he must destroy, barely registers the monster on the bridge. He makes a casual, dismissive swipe with the back of his hand, an unconscious gesture meant to clear a pebble. But this pebble moves. With a burst of speed that defies his mass, Godzilla sprints down the bridge, the attack sailing harmlessly over him. In response, he unleashes his standard atomic ray. The brilliant blue beam strikes Surtur directly in the chest. Here, we see a crucial result. While the Hulk's physical blows did nothing, Godzilla's concentrated atomic energy makes the cosmic demon recoil. There is no significant wound, but the impact creates a sun-bright flash and a shower of molten slag. Surtur is not hurt, but for the first time, he is surprised. He now recognizes the creature before him not as an insect, but as a legitimate obstacle. Act 2. Escalation. Surtur gives Godzilla his full attention. He raises the Twilight Sword, a blade the size of a skyscraper, and brings it down in a cataclysmic overhead arc meant to shatter the Bifrost and boil the seas below. Godzilla cannot tank this. Instead of retreating, he attacks the environment. He fires his ray not at Surtur, but at the bridge beneath the giant's feet. The crystalline structure explodes, and Surtur, for all his power, stumbles. His sword strike goes wide, missing Godzilla and carving a molten chasm across the Asgardian landscape. The battle moves to the city proper. Surtur unleashes waves of fire from his body, turning the plaza into a lake of hellfire. Godzilla, a being born of nuclear fire, wades through it, his hide smoking but unbreached. Surtur attempts to crush him underfoot, but Godzilla is too fast, rolling beneath the stomp and firing his beam at the giant's ankle. The focused energy buckles Surtur's leg, forcing the behemoth down to one knee. In this moment, we see the brilliance of this Godzilla's combat instinct. He seizes the opportunity, leaping onto Surtur's kneeling form, using the giant's own body as a ladder and scaling his back with ferocious speed. In seconds, he is perched on Surtur's shoulder, his maw crackling with atomic energy, ready to deliver a point-blank execution blast directly into the demon's head. Act 3. The prophesied blow. But Surtur is not a creature to be executed. Just as Godzilla prepares to fire, Surtur's body erupts in an omnidirectional blast of pure, magical flame. It is not a conscious counterattack. It is an expression of his fundamental nature. Godzilla is thrown clear, his durability allowing him to survive the blast, but he is momentarily stunned. And in that moment, the simulation's primary tactical factor comes into play. Surtur's singular, unalterable objective. He completely ignores the recovering Godzilla. The monster is no longer an obstacle. The path to destiny is clear. He turns his back on the king of the monsters, raises the Twilight Sword one final time, and with a guttural roar that shakes the foundations of the cosmos, he plunges the blade deep into the heart of Asgard. The prophecy must be fulfilled. There is a moment of absolute silence before a wave of pure, white, unmaking energy expands from the planet's core. Godzilla, rising to his feet, recognizes this ultimate threat. He unleashes his most powerful weapon, the red hyper-spiral ray, the beam, capable of blasting a 100,000 ton kaiju into space, collides with the expanding wave of planetary destruction. For a glorious, impossible second, the irresistible force meets the immovable object. But Godzilla is trying to stop a realm from dying. His beam is consumed. Asgard, Surtur, and the king of the monsters are all annihilated in a final, silent flash of white. The simulation is over. The result is mutual annihilation. However, in any tactical analysis, victory must be defined by the achievement of an objective. By that harsh metric, the victor of this engagement is, unequivocally, Surtur. Herein lies the core logic of this verdict. Godzilla is a fighter, perhaps the most perfect fighting monster in existence. His objective is always the total destruction of his opponent. But Surtur was not truly a fighter. He was a living prophecy, a walking, talking cosmological event. His objective was never to defeat Godzilla. It was to destroy Asgard. His own subsequent destruction was unacceptable, even necessary, part of that destiny. Godzilla was faced with an opponent whose ultimate weapon was a murder-suicide on a planetary scale. He could not stop Surtur from achieving his goal without also being consumed by that goal's completion. Godzilla's greatest weapon, the hyper-spiral ray, a force that can atomize lesser gods, proved tragically insufficient to stop a realm from detonating beneath his feet. Our probability assessment is therefore absolute. In 10 simulations taking place on Asgard, the result is mutual destruction 10 times. In terms of objective completion, Surtur succeeds 100% of the time. Godzilla fails to eliminate his foe and survive 100% of the time. It is a bitter, but undeniable, tactical defeat for the king of the monsters. But what if the arena were different? What if the battle took place on a neutral, indestructible plane, forcing Surtur into a true death match with no prophecy to fulfill? In a pure contest of attrition, could Godzilla's relentless assault and the sheer power of the hyper-spiral ray eventually unravel Surtur's magical form? That is a battle for another day. Our analysis concludes, but the debate begins